working out surface area, it's really important to be organized with your work and be able to keep track of all the different pieces that you're going to have to keep track of. And be able to do this in 3 dimensions can be quite difficult. So one thing that we want to try to do is we want to break down our 3-dimensional object into the different surfaces, or in other words, we can draw a net. So here I have the net. I've got my my side L pieces, so I'm just going to maybe highlight these. Okay, so there's my side, that's my front side. Okay, so I'll have that on here. That's my front side. Okay, I've got maybe a back side here, which this blue back side here. Okay, it's going to be this side here. Okay, I could maybe mark a few more pieces here. The top of this here would be, I can mark with that X, and the top here I can mark with this X here. Okay, so you can kind of try to imagine how that folds back together. So basically I want to find the areas of all these different surfaces. Okay, so I'm just going to start with the rectangles. So I'm going to start with this back blue piece here. We know it's 11 high and it's 6 wide from that dimension there, so we know that that is 66 centimeters. We'll do the bottom. The bottom is going to be 20 long along here, 6 wide, so this is going to be 20 times 6, or 120 centimeters squared. If I go to the toe, this toe here is going to be 6 by 4, so it's going to be 24 centimeters squared. Just make sure that that's clear. 24. Okay, the top surface is going to be 6 by 15, so this top surface is going to be 90 centimeters squared. Okay, this surface that we can't see, that face in here, that's going to be a width of 6. Now this height is 11 and this height is 4, so this height in here is going to be 7. So maybe I'll just write that in. So that's going to be 7 along this edge. So it's going to be 6 times 7, so it's going to be 42 centimeters squared. And then the top here is 20 across, and that's 15, so that's going to be 5 by 6. So this is going to be 30 centimeters squared. For the L-shaped pieces, I'm just going to break them up into rectangles. So I'll just chop it up like that, and it's going to be the same on both sides, but this is going to be 4 by 20, so this is going to give me 80 centimeters squared. That's going to be 80 centimeters squared here. And then this piece here, right in here, this is going to be 7 high, and this width we worked out to be 5, and again, maybe I should write that in. This was 5 centimeters in here. Okay, so that's going to be 35 in here. Actually, I'm just going to write that in red. Okay, so it's going to be 35 centimeters squared. 35 centimeters squared. And we've got all the surfaces now. Okay, so now the rest of this is we just have to keep track of our accounting here. So I'm just going to make sure that I add this all up correctly. So I'm going to start with the 66. 120, 24, 90, 42, 30. I'm just going to do all this one part. I'm going to do this other part separately. So I have 35, 35, 80, and 80. So the side surface here, this is going to be easy to do. 80 plus 80 is 160. That's going to be 70. So that works out to be 70. 70 plus 160 plus 70 is 230 centimeters squared. Okay, so that's going to give me the side surface. I'm going to add this all up, and I'm just going to group a few of these things together to make it a little bit easier. So those two together is 66 plus 24 is 90. We have here these two together is 120. So we have 90 plus 120 plus 120. Actually, let's rewrite this. So I'm going to have 90 plus 120. Okay, just make sure I've got that worked out here. And then I'm going to do 120 and 42. Okay, adding this all up, I'm going to end up with 240, 330, 372 centimeters squared. And then putting this all together, so the total surface area works out to be 372 plus 230. And that gives us a total surface area of 602 centimeters squared.